Okay, in our last episode we showed you this. It's from POB-NET. So it's a person overboard recovery device. Seen pictures of it before, haven't used it before, so we've had lots of questions about it, so we thought we'd try it out, see how easy it is or otherwise to use. So first of all, what you need to do is take it to where you need it. So I've got some Velcro on the bottom holding it here, and it's just held on to the lifelines at the top, so very easy to just detach and take to where you need it, which is going to be on the other side because I think someone's going to fall in. So around this side we have Millie, who is our willing volunteer. It's not bad water to jump into. Off you go then. That's it, and I'm going to take this to the nearest shroud and clip it on. So first of all, I just clip this on so we don't lose the whole thing overboard, and unzip it. The carabiner is always sort of sticking out the top there. It's just the way you pack it. And then we just have it over the top and it'll just bounce out into one piece. So all ready to go. Get your person overboard underneath. So yeah, Millie can swim. She's not that injured, so that's good. If not, we might have to get a rope. But since she's underneath, we can lower it down and it will naturally come back. And then what you need to do is to bring it up, and we clip this on just to the rail, and you've got to make this the right length. I think for our boat we're going to need to shorten this very slightly, so it's one of the things you want to do when you set this up, is to get this the right length, so when you clip it on to the lifeline or wherever you're going to clip it on, it's holding the person overboard just out of the water. If I let it go, she's going to be a little bit deep. So yeah, that needs to be adjusted to just be a little bit tighter when we have it on there. So now we need to actually haul her out. So we just need a halyard. I'll just put the halyard through the yellow loop, and then I can undo it from the side lifeline and start winching her up. Okay. Yeah? You comfortable enough there?
It's like a hammock.
It's like a hammock.
It's a hammock.
Excellent. Right, so we just get on here, wind away. So I get you just over the top line, top rail. I'm going to swing you inboard. Hold on. And yeah, we can just tip you down. Obviously, if your casualty is incapacitated in any way, you can just swing it round inboard of the shrouds and lower them down onto the deck. Okay, really successful, I think that. Millie actually said while she was in this, it was comfortable. She did get a little bit cold though, just as we were preparing to get her out. Didn't take that long, but it does show, even in tropical waters, how that can happen. If you're doing this in cold water, really that's the reason to have something as efficient and as good as this. You do not want to be in cold water for any length of time. So, you know, this is going to be a lifesaver to get people out quickly. I think that's why it's good. So all that's left to do now is to put it away. So make sure that all your ropes are outside of the main area. You don't want it sort of getting tangled up in there, and just lift all of the hoops together. So you've lifted them together, you've got them in the middle, then just turn it on one end, put your foot on it. It will try and sort of spring into different shapes, but try and keep it in that shape. So then you can just push this middle bit down and fold it over, and basically one bit will go over the top of another, and it forms sort of a group of 3 loops. It has got a mind of its own, so you've got to try and actually tame it. But that's it. Once you've got them all 3 together, they tend to stay there, and it can just slot back in. I'm going to get it so that I've got the carabiner, the main carabiner that you put on first, hanging out the top. So I'm just going to gather up all the lines which we made sure wasn't in the middle of the netting, and put them in the front there before we zip it up. And I'll leave the carabiner out because I want to get hold of that quickly to put that on, and actually when I store it I'll keep that clipped on as well. And that's it. I think that is going to be a great piece of kit. Very pleased we got that. Okay, I just want to add one quick thing to the video, having shown it to the patrons and got their comments and sent it to the manufacturers to make sure I haven't made any stupid mistakes. And they've came up with a really good suggestion, an extra thing that we can do, and it's this. As mentioned, the double carabiner here that you clip to the top lifeline and you adjust so that the person is just out of the water. I've done that now, I've adjusted this knot here so it's exactly right. We've got quite a low freeboard, so the setting on this is probably going to be right for an average yacht. But when you actually then get your halyard and put your halyard on to the loop to then take the strain to be able to pull it up, I was just unclipping from here so that you can do it. Their suggestion is don't just unclip from there, unclip from there, but then put it on the shroud. The reason for that is that as you then hoist up, there's a limit to how far this can swing out. You've got to remember that you'd probably be in a seaway. If you're really rocking around, then the person could actually be rocked away and bash back against the side of the boat. So, you know, this is a really good thing. It's about the right length there. As you're hauling up, it's going to be held against the side so the body can't swing out a long way from the boat and be bashed back against it. So I think that's a really good point. The questions we seem to be getting from the patrons were how easy this is to deploy over the top of someone's head once you've got them alongside. Well, it's actually very easy. There's not much windage to it, not much weight, and it does go down very cleanly. You can see it's a big opening area to it, so it is just a matter of throwing it over the top of someone's head, and then it does go down and becomes that sort of sling hammock type thing to lift them out. So it's great for that. I mean, obviously, the issue of getting someone to the side of the boat is a thing all in itself. It doesn't matter how you intend to extract someone, that's always going to be difficult. But at least with this, in the worst case scenario where another crew member is tethered and goes in to grab the person and pull them to the side of the boat, that's all that person will have to do, get them to the side of the boat, and then this can get them out. In another circumstance, they might be there trying to fit some sort of harness to be able to lift them, and that's fiendishly difficult to do. So yeah, I think for the job it's made to do, this is very, very good.